Let's bring in NBC News public health analyst Dr. Vin Gupta. He is a pulmonologist and an associate professor at the University of Washington Medical School. Dr. Gupta, good morning. The arrival of a vaccine, or maybe more, is a welcome dose of good news at the end of this long year. I guess the question is, how soon before it puts a real dent in this pandemic, and should we change our routine once it arrives?
Good morning, Peter. It's sort of the question that's on the tip of all of our tongues here in public health. And the answer here is that the vaccine is providing us medium-term relief. And I think the sense that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but that tunnel is going to extend out, we think, until the end of Q2 2021. So beginning of summertime 2021, that's when I think we can start, hopefully, to see vaccination rates uptake of this vaccine being in the 60 to 70% range, which is that number that we need to hit to start saying, okay, if this vaccine works, if a set of vaccines work and we can distribute it, that's when we can start to talk about normalcy, hopefully having a mid to late summer feeling of, okay, if you're a family and you want to plan a vacation, you can do that safely. We're still talking about 6-7 months ahead.
And Dr. Gupta, we got to talk about Thanksgiving. A lot of families finalizing their plans this weekend, and they're talking about adding one more family member, one more person to the table. What is the risk in that?
You know, Kristen, you're touching on a really critical point here, that drivers of this virus at this moment, we think now, are congregations inside individual homes, inviting even a few extra people into your home that you don't normally live with. So adding that extra person whom you may not have seen, who may not have gotten tested, who might be asymptomatic with COVID-19, it's that phenomenon that we're worried about across the country. And this notion that it won't happen to you, it might happen to somebody else. That's what we're trying to guard against here, that uncertainty. That's why the CDC, and that's why every public health official is saying, please don't travel. And please limit who you have over to dinner to just everybody, the people that you're actually living with. Don't invite individuals that you don't actually live with into your home right now. It's just too dangerous.
Dr. Vin Gupta, we appreciate your expertise and all your help throughout this. We wish you a very good holiday. Thank you very much for your time this morning.